Yves Guillemot is probably the worst CEO in the history of CEOs. Worse than Bobby Kotick of Activision. Worse than, I believe his name, Andrew Wilson of EA. Worse than Susan Wojcicki of YouTube. And I thought Susan Wojcicki was the cream of the crop worse. But of course, and I thought she will never be top. But of course, there's the old saying, never say never. Because Yves Guillemot tops them all in the most amazing way possible. Hey guys, it's Rockingtheblade here once again. What's up, everybody? Sorry I haven't done a video in a while. I mentioned off from time to time I work at Disney, and well, we're open again. Haven't worked in 3 months, so I'm trying to get back to the swing of things. That's why I haven't done a video in a while, because I'm trying to like get my body used to working and catching up on my responsibilities and bills and whatnot. So that's why I haven't been doing videos lately, and I apologize. But hey, I'm alive and well, and I wish I have something positive to talk about, but we have to address this because Yves Guillemot covered for horrible people in his company for years. In case you're asking, well, Rockingtheblade, how long he's been in the company / CEO, and I did some research this time. He's been a CEO for Ubisoft since the year 2000. We're in the year 2020. For 20 years, there's been verbal abuse, physical abuse, people getting drugged, and people getting raped. And one of the big culprits that got named, and I wrote his name down so I wouldn't forget, Serge Hascoet. He was a chief creative officer in Ubisoft, and he did some horrible things, saying homophobic slurs. Give you an example: this girl needs to be passed around by all the guys, so she gets it. Takes a little imagination to figure out what he's talking about there. He's drugged women and possibly even raped others. He's done some horrible things, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I bet you're wondering, why on earth? I mean, yeah, he stepped down along with 2 other people. He held his job for so long despite doing those horrible things. Well, Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, and Sergey are best friends. So guess what? He was covering for him, moving him around the company. And you know what's funny? Funny enough, as the sexual abuse, drugging allegations, and terrible work environment was coming out. Funny enough, 2 days before UB Forward, which is like a big Ubisoft event announcing their upcoming games for this and the next generation, got leaked 2 days before the show. And one of the things that supposedly got leaked was Far Cry 6, which originally I was going to cover and talk about, which, yes, long story short, I'm excited for it. Looks great. New location. A lot of people saying it might be an origin of Vaz, the villain from Part 3, because he has the same scar. Looks similar to Vaz, the main villain from Part 3, but as a kid. I'm not sure. Point being, it looks fantastic. I mean, we didn't show gameplay trailers. That's a CGI looking trailer that hey, it's real. But the cool thing is it's coming out for both PS4 and PS5. That's cool. I'm glad I didn't talk about it here on this channel, because Ubisoft was trying to distract from what's happening. And unlike with Blizzard and their terrible president who gave that half-assed apology, if you want to call it that, they didn't even address it, and they didn't announce that they weren't going to address it. They did a WWE and the show must go on kind of crap. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. They weren't even going to address it in any way, shape, or form. Say what you will about Andrew Wilson, the CEO of EA, Bobby Kotick, CEO of Ubisoft, even Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube. They're all terrible people who are all terrible at their jobs. But holy crap baskets. At least they didn't defend people that verbally abuse people, sexually abuse people, drugged people. I mean, Sergey, like I said, he drugged people, said homophobic slurs, he possibly raped people. Yet he stood around for so long. And the only reason why they had to force him to step down to others is that the noise was the tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of people are coming forward. Like, you know how Bill Cosby was accused of, terrible things, and at first it was like one or two, but it kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Imagine that, but times 100. Because apparently, it's because, not only in their France division, even their American division is awful. It's not as bad as their France division, but still, it was like similar to Rockstar, that bromance, that broman kind of like bros mentality over there. Meanwhile, women are being treated like sexual objects / second-class citizens, and of course, a lot of them came forward anonymously because they don't want to get blackballed in the business, and not want to, and not want maybe not to work anywhere else in the future, be blackballed. So I understand. And to the people, and let me say this, to the people that try to bring light to this, as I say, hey man, shut up, I don't want to talk about this, let's focus on the game. I'm pretty sure the people that were called homophobic slurs, the people that got drugged, the people that got raped, or the people that got abused from horrible hours of crunch, wanted to focus on making an incredible game as well. We can't just ignore these things. They're saying it's funny till it happens to you. I'm pretty sure if you were given that, or if you were in that same situation, playing devil advocates here, if you're in that same situation and you try to get the message out there that Ubisoft is not all sunshines and rainbows and they're trying to make themselves out to be, you want like people to say, hey man, shut up, I don't want to hear that crap, I don't want to feel guilty in buying a game, the next Assassin's Creed or the next Far Cry, I don't want to feel guilty in supporting this company because of just your story. You're saying, shut up, I don't want to hear it. Because it's some horrible, what? Screw you guys. Because I bet if the shoe's on the other foot, you want your voice to be heard. If you gotten drugged or verbally abused or worse, physically abused, even sexually abused, you will want the word out. You wouldn't want this to stay quiet. Shame on you. And to the people that are infected, I am so sorry. You are human beings. You're not cattle. You're not a number. You have a human beings that has rights and feelings, and you should not accept this kind of behavior. And again, I think I said this before when I was talking about how crunch is dangerous and you need to stop. I have a video up there. You want to check it out. You guys, all developers of EA, Activision, Rockstar, even Ubisoft, you guys need to form a union. Trust me. I know unions get bad raps, but in this case, there are bad unions. I'm not saying they don't exist, but there are good unions. And unions help people, man. They're not perfect all the time, but by any means, they screw up from time to time. But I want to say 9 out of 10 times, unions work. Because I am telling you right now, if you guys had a union, this would not have lasted the 20 years it lasted. This shit would have been out in the public. People would have been not only fired, but thrown in jail. Hell, even prison. That kind of behavior is despicable. This should not, and I hate that these fucking people out there like trying to shut down the conversation so not to feel guilty. This is a serious matter, folks. You wouldn't like it if you were working at McDonald's or if you're working at, Walmart or Amazon and you get treated like crap. All the same things I mentioned. You get like verbally abused, get drugged, or get raped even. I'm pretty sure those things happen to you. You wouldn't want to. You want your story to get out there. You wouldn't want to keep quiet about it. And I'm pretty sure you'd be extra upset. So I'll tell you to shut up. I don't want to feel guilty. To hell with you. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know what I'm saying? Because you're enabling it, whether you realize it or not. You're enabling that type of behavior if you ignore it. And what makes it funny, the CEO, Guillemot, was acting like, oh, I didn't hear about this till 3 weeks ago. 4 weeks now, however how long it's been since it came out. About 3 weeks to a month ago, he only just found this out. Either he's lying, which he knew about it and covered it up, which that's horrible, or he just found out he's telling the truth, but he's an oblivious idiot, not like paying attention to what's going on, which that's just as bad. And what makes it and I know that I've been trying to, and I know he knows, and I know he's lying. I know he didn't just find out 3 weeks ago because they've been telling HR, and for God's sakes, even HR, human resources, the thing that's supposed to protect workers, were covering for people like Sergey, and both in the defense division, and even in the other division, even here in North America, they were covering their asses, and now, you know, in these past 1 to 2 years, people anonymously have been coming out, sharing their stories, you know, to people like Jim Sterling, which thank you, Jim, shout out to your channel for, you know, putting a line in situations. And now people are getting brave, thankfully, and getting the courage, like, you know what, hey, I have a story too. I have a story as well. And they're sharing it. And the games being like IGN, Kotaku, Polygon, the reason why people can't take you guys seriously, because when stuff like this comes up to the plate, you're quiet. You're awfully quiet. You're quick to talk about the leaks of Far Cry 6, but you fall deathly silent when it comes to the homophobic slurs, the horrible crunch times, the sexual and the sexually verbal and physically sexual abuses. You're awfully quiet about that. You know what I'm saying? This is a chance to step up, to be taken seriously. That no, this is not okay. We're not gonna like stand by and act like everything's okay, like it's all sunshines and rainbows, when it isn't. That's why people out there don't take you seriously, because they have plenty of times to do a layup, you know, an easy win for you guys to look like, hey, we're the good guys here, when we're not part of this cog in the system. You fail every time. I had to find out through a YouTuber named Jim Sterling. Again, thank you, Jim, for doing all your research and bringing the information out there. Appreciate it. You have my respect for doing that. He's the only one. Maybe there's other people too, I think, like Rich and Young, yeah. Why the YouTubers are doing the jobs of people like IGN, Kotaku, and Polygon. Again, that is why people don't respect you guys. And that's why these YouTubers, like Young, yeah, like Rich of Review Tech USA, like Jim Sterling, are getting popular. And even Angry Joe, I believe he covered it as well, are more popular than you guys because they speak, they're not held down or worried about stepping on people's toes and offending the wrong person. They just say the truth and say how they feel, and they're real. They're not some corporate puppet worrying about upsetting Massam. You know what I mean? They say the truth. They say how they feel. You know, whether you agree or disagree. And this time I agree and disagree with them, but they're always honest with you 100% of the time, and they're always honest and upfront, and that's why they respect, and that's why you guys will never be respected, because you keep kowtowing to these people and allowing this crap. Put the word out there. IGN, somebody from IGN, Kotaku, Polygon, prove me wrong. Step up to the plate. Do an article saying how this stuff is not right and should never be tolerated. Not only in the gaming industry, but in any business, period. This is disgusting. And if I was somehow the owner Okay, Guillemot will be fired. Fired. And Sergey, this stuff is what they're saying is true, which a lot of people are coming forward saying that it is. This not only he should be fired, Sergey, he should be thrown in prison, with the key locked away, and then thrown into a dungeon and stayed there. She not only go to prison, be buried underneath the prison, if it's true. Ubisoft, I am disappointed, guys. I had such mad respect. I love your games. You know what I'm saying? I've been a fan since for years, and for you guys to allow such abuse for 20 years, maybe even longer. I'm ashamed. I'm disappointed, and I wouldn't be surprised, because I heard more is coming out that eventually Sergey and Guillemot get sued and be taken to court. Which I say good, because these CEOs need to wake up that if you keep acting lots of days ago, because they have all this money, they're invincible, that they're never they're considered untouchable. No one's untouchable. Everyone has to pay the piper. What goes around comes around, and then when it's time, when it's time for you, when it's time to get yours, it's gonna come knocking. And get ready, because it's coming. Alright, guys, sorry that the video was not a happy one, but I just had to get this off my chest. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on this whole crazy situation? I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts on this matter. Alright, guys, and as always, thank you for watching the video. Peace out. Have a great day. Wear a mask out there, please, because especially here in Florida, because the coronavirus is only getting worse. Just put on a mask. Only go out what you need to. Only go out when you need to. Ultimately, stay safe. Alright, guys. Bye.